We have a lot to discuss in today's video as Arsenal and French legend had to stick up for Celtic on live TV after a Jamie Carragher insult. Not only that, we will of course go over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. The dust is now starting to settle after another drama-filled campaign for Celtic. It started with Kyogo Furuhashi scoring his usual goal for Celtic against Rangers during the 3-0 win of the first Glasgow derby of the season. At that time, not one single supporter felt or would have predicted that Kyogo would be out of the door by the January transfer window. But that's what happened when Kyogo secured a surprise move to Rennes, and life has proven to be a nightmare for the Japan star. Following the conclusion of the season and Celtic becoming champions again, Rodgers sat down with Sky Sports to discuss the campaign, and the name of Kyogo was brought up. It seems as though Kyogo made it clear months beforehand that he wanted out, yet Rodgers shared that the striker's frame of mind remained focused. Rodgers had this to say: "With Kyogo, it had been going on for a while. He kept his focus, he kept his professionalism. Listen, Celtic's an amazing club. A lot of the players come here on the understanding that the player trading model is an opportunity for them to come play at this massive club, win titles, play in the Champions League, and then maybe have the possibility of going on. Not to a bigger club, but into a league that maybe is better for them financially," he concluded. Celtic's recruitment has to be applauded because the club has a knack for bringing players in for next to nothing and then selling them for big money. On the topic of Kyogo's exit, Rodgers explained how the players who come into the club understand that they have the opportunity to leave if they perform well because there are more financially rewarding offers for them. Now for the main story. Paris Saint-Germain created history in the Champions League final on Sunday by joining Celtic amongst the elite. Luis Enrique's side thrashed Inter 5-0 to secure their first ever European Cup win and write their names into the legendary books. That win also means that PSG have won the Continental Treble, another elite list that Celtic are a part of, after the successes of the Lisbon Lions. The showpiece event was held in Munich and many big names were present, including Thierry and Jamie Carragher doing punditry work for CBS Sports. Before a ball was kicked, the duo embarked on an interesting conversation involving Celtic and nations who have produced European Cup or Champions League winners. Paris-born Henry stated that he wanted PSG to win the game so France could get another winner in Europe's elite competition, and he got his wish. Only Marseille had lifted the European Cup, and now France has two outright winners in this competition. But before a ball was kicked, Carragher wanted to note how France, who produce some of the best footballers in the world, are alongside Scotland on that one nation list. Of course, Celtic are Scotland's only European Cup success, and Carragher stated a team from that nation will never win the Champions League again, before Henry told him, "Don't make statements." Before the game, Henry stated, "It's vital PSG win. As you saw, we only have one there. It's different for Alessandro Del Piero, not wanting Inter to win before the match. You have 12 in Italy. So you can maybe go like, I don't want them to catch us or whatever. The only town that won't be happy if Paris Saint-Germain wins is Marseille. That's about it. And Marseille fans because of the huge rivalry that they have. But other than that, we need that second win. We need that second Champions League. I hope they get it." Carragher said, "The big thing when you look at the first stats table that we looked at, France are alongside Scotland, the former Yugoslavia, and Romania. Those three countries, I am quite confident, will never win a Champions League again." Henry then responded, "Don't make statements, don't make statements." Carragher then added, "No, I just don't see that. France produces some of the best footballers in the world, probably one of the most dominant nations in the world. It's unacceptable that they only have one Champions League winner," he said. Real Madrid are the kings of Europe, with a stunning 15 titles to their name, with AC Milan being the next best at 7, as well as Bayern Munich and Liverpool on 6 each. It shouldn't be a surprise to hear that it's Spain who have produced the most European Cup Champions League winners in the history of this competition. The Celtic Park faithful completely understand that they won't go down those roads again, but at least the club was able to write their names in the history books. In other news, Celtic will be busy in the summer transfer window, of that there is no doubt. Brendan Rodgers has already replaced Greg Taylor with Kieran Tierney as the former Arsenal man makes his way back to Celtic this summer. However, with Jeffrey Schlupp making his Celtic loan exit at the end of the season, the Hoops gaffer still has an issue at left back he needs to solve. Rodgers needs to find a backup to Tierney this summer, and it appears that the Celtic manager has an eye on a former Aston Villa Academy graduate to do just that. Harley Mills is a young attacking left back who is currently plying his trade at Peterborough United. The 19-year-old spent 9 years at Aston Villa as he learned his trade in the Premier League side's academy. However, Mills made his exit from the Villains in 2021 to join Peterborough, where he signed a deal that expires at the end of next season. The Scottish Sun reports that Celtic have Mills on their list as a potential replacement for Taylor, but it appears that the young defender is in demand, with Fulham piling in a £1 million bid for the youngster this week. Mills signed a professional contract at Peterborough in July 2023 after impressing in his first 2 years in the Posh's academy. The fullback made a huge impression this season as he scored a stunning goal in the EFL Trophy final against Tomoki Iwata's Birmingham to create history as Peterborough made back-to-back final wins for the first time in their history. His U18 manager, Jamal Campbell-Rice, was over the moon with the deal and lavished praise on the youngster on Peterborough's official website. Campbell-Rice said, "Harley has been outstanding since the turn of the year and has fully deserved this opportunity. He was arguably one of the most consistent performers for the under-18s last season and was a big reason for the form throughout the team at the back end of the campaign. Harley has shown how much he values defending now and has real quality when in possession of the ball and has a wonder of a left foot. We are delighted that he has agreed a contract with the club," he concluded. Mills has made just 28 senior appearances in his career so far, scoring 2 goals and creating 2. The youngster can also be deployed as a left midfielder. Lastly, it's well known that Celtic will enter the summer transfer window looking to sign a striker. Brøndby's Matthias Kvistgaarden may well be unrealistic now given his links to West Ham United and Eintracht Frankfurt, but David Strelec could still be an option. Youssef El Kachati will be available on a free transfer, and the Moroccan expects to make a fantastic move from Telstar over the coming weeks and months. But Celtic may need to target a winger as well, given Fenerbahce's interest in Dyson Maeda and the long-term injury to Jota. Nicholas Kuhn has been linked with Leeds United and Newcastle United, although those rumours have died down a little of late. So could Blackburn Rovers winger Tyrus Dolan be the answer in that department? Celtic are said to be monitoring Dolan, who is set to become a free agent after a good season with EFL Championship side Blackburn. Rovers have offered Dolan a new contract, but it looks unlikely the 23-year-old will extend terms at Ewood Park. The Hoops will have competition, however, if they really want to pursue Dolan's signature, because the Pinkan are reporting that Norwich City have him high on their transfer wish list. They add that the compensation figure needed to sign Dolan is well within the Canaries' financial range, so that would not be an obstacle. Dolan was a star for Blackburn last season as he delivered 13 goal contributions in 44 league appearances. Would Dolan prefer to stay in the EFL Championship or take a different direction by testing himself with the champions of Scotland? Norwich City sporting director Ben Napper has indicated that the club won't be messing around when it comes to strengthening the first-team squad in the summer window. He said, "Every summer is important, but with the context of how this season went and finished, there's no shying away from that. We understand that, we're prepared for that, we're confident with what we can do. We've got aggressive targets that we're hell-bent on moving towards, and that was why we weren't comfortable to kind of tread water and accept the decline that we were seeing. We wanted to take action, and we did, and we're excited by the opportunities that creates going into summer," he concluded. What are your thoughts on these? Let us know down in the comments section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.